Hi, let us understand the next two type of NoSQL databases, that is ColumnFamily database and graph database. First, let us start with ColumnFamily database. ColumnFamily database, it works very similar to the key value pair, where it's going to have a collection of key value pair and they all will be grouped together. Let's assume this is a record. And within the record, I can have n number of family, that is the logical grouping of key value pair. And within each column family, I will be having n number of key value pair and each key will be unique within that specific column family. Like this, I can have n number of such column families and each record will have that many number of column families put together. Like this, I will be having n number of such records. And whatever the case, the entire record will land up in a single system. So it works very similar to the document database. Instead of a JSON document, it will be storing the column family. Each record will be available in a single system. So in simple terms, I'd be having a number of key value pair arranged within the column family. And like this, I can have a number of such records. Let's assume this is a record. The entire record will be available. The same way, I may have another record available in another system. And the master machine will be coordinating on what record is available in which system. A simple example for column family database is HBase, where it will have a master. Generally, we used to call it as HMaster, and I'll be having a worker machine called regional servers. So the HMaster and the regional server together, they will be providing the master worker architecture, and we call that as a HBase called Hadoop base. Like that, we have another column family database called Cassandra, and we do have a number of column family database. The next type of NoSQL database, and the last one, very interesting one we are going to see, is graph database, where it is going to store all the relations as a graph. Let us say with an example, assume I have a number of properties. Let us say the properties in terms of which location the person is working. Let's say different locations, and let's assume different technologies. The other set of property, let's assume the technology. All this we call it as a property, and let's assume n number of person I am having or managing. Let's assume a name for each of this person, say employee 1. Like this, I may have n number of nodes. We call this as a node, and we'll be having a relation on which location they are currently working and what experience they do have. That is about what are all technologies they can work on and what are all the years of experience. All this we call it as the property of the edges. So we will be having a number of nodes and edges. The Chennai, London, all this we call it as a nodes, and the relation we call it as an edge. Edge may have also a property on how many years that particular person is working in that specific location. When I'm having a graph, all this interconnected data, by using the graph, I can query whatever the information I want, I can query from here. Let us take an example. I want to look for a person who can work in .NET technology and from Chennai location. What I would be looking, I will be looking for the person who can work in .NET technology. That is the employee 2 as well as employee 1. Both of them can work from the Chennai location. Let's take another example. I want to look for a person who can work with the JavaScript and from Chennai location. I'll be looking for a person working from Chennai location, that is employee 1 and employee 2. Within this, only employee 2 can work on JavaScript. So like this, I will be in a position to query the databases based on the relation. Neo4j is a very good example for document database. Like that, we have other databases like Infinite Graph. All these databases would be maintaining the relations, and mostly in the social media where I wanted to store the relations like who are all my friends and what are all the products they like, what rating they have provided. Based on that, I will be in a position to query the recommendation. What is the best product where I will be giving the best rating? I will be in a position to query and give the recommendation to the user. And again, graph databases work in a distributed fashion where I will be having a master and a number of workers. And all these nodes and edges would be maintained within the worker machine. And in this particular lecture, we have seen details about the column family database and graph database.